What's up, Scorpio? This is Tarot God Aquarius Roberts here on the Peace Dealer channel, bringing you your July monthly forecast. And oh, I'm feeling good because I'm a Scorpio sun. So this is about all of us right here. And I just feel like July is going to be a great month for Scorpio. July is usually a good month for me, regardless. It's July and August. It's like August, I usually get a nice harvest on my 8 life path. So like in August, I usually get like some type of harvest. But July, it's like I become usually enlightened and more inspired to do. You know what I mean? More inspired to do things and to get things accomplished. So what can I tell Scorpio for July 2018? What can I tell the sign Scorpio for July 2018? All right, I felt it right here. Leave this alone. All right. Okay, so we got the Hermit here, right? In the shadow position. So what I'm thinking about with the Hermit in the shadow position, I'm thinking that you guys, we have been more on thought mode, you know what I mean? And thinking about problems, because this card is ruled by Virgo. So there could be a Virgo type person, Virgo aspected person in astrology, Virgo aspected person, or a actual Virgo in the situation, or somebody who is critical in making you question yourself, question what you're doing, question how you're doing it, because it's affecting your environment, the things, maybe the triggers that you had from the past are affecting your now environment. And so there was this time to go within, right? It was like go within and see why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting in this new situation. I want to come out better. Now the Hermit ensures enlightenment, right? So it's like coming into July, it's like, okay, I'm in this thinking mode and I'm ready to be inspired. You know what I mean? Or change my habits, change habits that are not working, or mental ways of thinking, mental blockages or limitations that are not helping me progress forward. Your first card is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords in the first position for me is like, this could be air signs, Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius. And I'm almost feeling like it was a time to be more critical. It was a time to justify, to liberate yourself from things. You know what I mean? And be a king of your own self. You know, and not let people tell you how to react, what to do, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I almost feel like it was also a time to stand up, stand your ground with yourself and with others around you, and to make your place be known, basically. So your second card is the Three of Wands. And so this is a fire card. I like this card because, as you see, this is in a material position. So in the material realm, basically, you guys are looking forward. You know what I mean? And this is the crossing card also. So I'm thinking like holding on to the past, or continuing to look in the past and not leaving it alone and not forgiving it and not moving forward into the future. You know what I mean? Just because the King of Swords can be a bit rigid about his ideas. And he's like, no, that's right. No, this is right. No, this is wrong. And this is right. Don't play with me. You know what I mean? I don't care what else you're saying. You know, this is what I feel and think. These are my ideas. So don't play with me. You know what I mean? But here it's like, you know, letting go of that rigidness a bit and just fueling the fire for the future. You know what I mean? The future you may not have to be so tough now. You know what I mean? Where you was really tough before. You know what I mean? Or going through things. It's like a phase has ended and now things are brand new again. You know what I mean? So you don't have to live in that old way of thinking. And so it's like it's time now to look at a brighter future. In the root position, we have the world. And so the world in the root position is basically telling me that you guys, it's time to feel complete. It's time to feel whole again. It's time to let go of the old. You know what I mean? A phase has ended and a new one is beginning. And so it's time to look into the present and into the future. You know what I mean? But you have to overcome this mental past, basically, because it's a big mental past, because it entitled you to become the King of Swords. So it's like something you had to overcome, past things that's happened to you, and it groomed you in a way of thinking that you felt like was good for you at that time, but now that's not as good. You know what I mean? It means nothing now. And so there's this new life hitting in front of you, and you're still thinking the way that you used to think, and you've got to let that go. It's time to complete. It's time to complete that. So in the past, we have justice. So justice in the past was saying basically that relationships were very important to you in the past, or coming, or even now, right now at this current time, because the past is the present, right? And so even in this current time, it's like you've been balancing out karma. You know what I mean? And getting what you reaping, what you sowed. You know what I mean? You had to let some people go, but it was all about the universe balancing you back out again, so that you can be at this point right now where you can look at your life and be like, man, I remember how things happened in the past. They might have been a bit hard. You know what I mean? I might have went through this. I might have experienced, because you know, us Scorpios, we go through a lot. We deal with a lot with people and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, now it's time for good relationships. It's almost feeling like, you know, the need for good relationships so that you can grow and inspire. In the mental position is the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords in the mental position, I like this card in the mental, because it's like, you know, right now you guys are taking that mental rest, you know what I mean? But these three swords are the three swords in the Three of Swords, right? But they're hanging on the wall as a souvenir, right? And so for me, it's like the conflict is over. The fight is over. Or maybe the fight is over right now, but y'all are building the mental acumen to be able to deal with it, to overcome it. You know what I mean? It's like, this mountain is in my way. You know, let me sit down and meditate on how I can overcome this mountain. Once I overcome this mountain, it's success, you know? And so that's why he has the sword by his side in yellow, because yellow is the color of mental ability, it's mental kingship. You know what I mean? It's vitality also. So it's like conjuring up that energy to fight again. I lost the battle, but I'm gonna win this war. You know what I mean? So it's like backing off for a little bit, thinking about a better answer, and then coming back again. Full power, full strength. So we have the Queen of Cups in the near future. So this can be a couple things. This could be a woman of compassion coming into your life soon in July, earlier in July, because cups are like faster cards. So she could be coming in sooner, just to teach you to be more nurturing to yourself, more understanding, more compassionate to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because we can tend to do that, right? We could be really hard on ourselves sometimes, because, you know, we're like, damn, why did I let this happen? Ooh, I should have did this, you know what I mean? Or, ooh, I shouldn't have messed with that person. Ooh, you know, and it's like that regret, you know, from the past, basically, and wanting to toughen up because of it. But no, we can't toughen up here. We can't go hard, straight hard. You know what I mean? We got to soften up a little bit so we can leave room for our dreams, goals, and aspirations. Because if we're tough, we're not thinking mentally any other possibilities but what we already know. So it's time to open up your mind to the newer possibilities. In your environment, in the self position, in the self position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is saying that you've recently put in some work, right? Either this is a relationship, a job, a business, or career, you know, or friendships. You've put your work in, and you're waiting for results. So if you're in a relationship, you've been in this relationship, you've been treating a person really good, and you just want them to treat you fairly, right? And this person is coming to do that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you needed a mental break from this person. You know what I mean? Because maybe they're giving you unrequited love, but you believe in them. You know what I mean? You believe in them and you want to see them do great things. So it's like, it's almost like being patient. When you know somebody has capabilities of being good in your life, you know, you're like, okay, I'll wait. I'm gonna just give you all the love that I can, and I know one day you're gonna love me back. I know one day you're gonna love me the way I want to. Well, this is interesting because in this situation, I see it happening. You know what I mean? I see this person coming around. You know what I mean? But if this is about a job, this is about being more open up to, maybe you're at a rigid job, you know, and you've been thinking rigid about it. You want to be more creative, so you're starting to think of the possibilities now. You know what I mean? The Queen of Cups is nurturing the possibilities to be able to think of better resolutions, better mental resolutions for you, right? And so your environment card popped right at me. The environment card is the Four of Pentacles. So in the environment, this is talking about holding on to things, right? This would be the hoarder card. This would be holding on to ways of thinking that you've already, that you feel is right for you, but they're not right for your current situation and in the future. Because like I said, crossing the situation is looking into the future, into the possibilities that are coming up. But you have to allow compassion within yourself. You know what I mean? You have to be able to open up in relationships, be more friendly, be more kind, not to be so ruthless. You know what I mean? So it's time to look at the possibilities, see the possibilities. And your heart position is the Three of Cups. So in the heart position, it's like you're feeling the joy. You're hanging out with friends now. You're doing things in July. You know what I mean? And you're opening up to the joy around you. You know, not being this King of Swords. This King of Swords is not, he's not such a joyous person. You know what I mean? But the Three of Cups in the heart position is, you know, you feel the joy. You feel the joy in your heart, but your mind is not matching with your heart. That's what this is going to be called. Heart versus the mind. All right. So, yeah, so it's time to feel the joy that you feel in your life and believe in it. Believe in the joy that's in your life right now. It is true. It is real. It is what you need to progress forward on your soul journey. But hanging on to this critical, you know what I mean? Like, I'll cut anybody who comes in my way to mess with me. Judgment Day attitude won't work. People will just keep leaving out of your life, and you'll never truly get the build. So the outcome card here is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups in the outcome position for me is basically telling me that we're gonna lighten up. Lighten up. It's time to lighten up. You know, and that's going to happen in July. You're going to lighten up and receive there may be messages coming of love later on in July. There may be messages of love. That partner that I was talking about earlier may start showing you the love that you deserve, that you need. You know what I mean? That your hard work that you're putting in right now will pay off in July. So you have Saturn is retrograde, so you have to work for everything you want right now. Nothing is just going to be thrown in your way, or you're not just going to be given any opportunities for these next couple months for real. So it's like everything has to be worked for. Everything has to be taken in consideration. So, and I just feel like lighten up. You know what I mean? Lighten up to the new possibilities in your life. Lighten up to love, you know, to new love. Lighten up and let go of the past and things that are going on, you know, or in your relationships before, because your new phase has nothing to do with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. This is Aquarius Roberts. I'm out.